Welcome to Trading Lounge and the American Indices for the 13th of August. Starting with the S&P here on the weekly chart, we have been viewing this as a expanded flat correction for wave 3 here, an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave here for wave 4. And then we're looking for an impulse wave to the upside, so we're looking for wave 1 to the upside, and then wave 2 here. Obviously we're at the old high here, so we can expect some selling to come in, and there's a few things that may happen. We may just push above this and then drop. Secondly, we may just sort of touch on the old highs like we are now and drop. For this wave 1 here, we're looking for 5 waves to the upside here, so there's still a possibility that this top here is actually a wave 3, and we would see a wave 4 come back to the 38.2% retracement level, or the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, and then have wave 5 up here, and then we would see the ABC pattern come into play as such. And then move off this point here. One of the things that I need to be a little bit mindful of is that that I don't make the mistake and this pushes up a little bit higher and we end up with wave 1 here. Now, it obviously will throw us out a little bit, but it really won't affect our trading as such, because in both cases, when we look for this top here, we'll be expecting a move back down, and we'll be treating that both of them in the same light as such. So currently I've been looking at this up here as wave, let's just go to the daily chart, shall we, and look at that. So this is how I've been looking at it here, but I just need to be mindful that all this trend up here is not wave 1 coming into play here, and this drifts a little bit higher. It's possible. So I'm just letting you know. So what we've been doing so far, we've been looking at this as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here and 5 here, and we've been tracking this up here. Some of it I've been able to understand quite easily, and some of it's been a little bit tricky, so we've had to have a little bit of patience until we could pick the thread up again. But overall we've been pretty much on track. There's still one situation left unresolved here, and that is that in a lot of cases around the world, actually, we can take wave 4 from this low here, and in some cases we can't, but in most cases we can. So I've been counting this move up here from this wave 4 here, moving up to this wave 5 here, with 5 waves within this structure here, and that's fine. That served us well. However, we may have to include this here as wave 1 and 2 here. So what that will do, it will make this 1 and 2 here, and then all the way up here for wave 3, back for wave 4 here, and then up for wave 5 here. So we'll go in and have a look at that in a little bit more detail, and of course we'll look at the top that's currently occurring as well. So yeah, just on this 4-hour chart here, we've been looking at wave 4 sitting over here, as you may know, and then we've been looking at wave 1 and 2 here, and 3 here, and 4 here, and wave 3 here is a bit small, but it is a bit longer than wave 1 here, so that suits quite nicely, and it counts okay as 1 and 2 here, and 5 waves up for 3, and 4 here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it counts okay, you know, I don't have a problem with that. I'm sure we can count it differently. But it hasn't really been the nicest sort of count, a little bit like this wave 4 here, where I've counted it as an A wave here, an A, B, and C here for wave B, and down for wave C here for wave 4. That could also be changed as well and have wave 4 sitting over here for this, so I need to be mindful of that. That would give us an expanded flat within wave 1, which would be wave 1 here, an A and a B and a C for wave 2. Currently I've just been working with it sitting here. I've always taken the most conservative view, so I've started with the most minimal move to the upside, and then we can expand on that as we go. And I think that's a little, if I'm unsure, that's a safer way to go. If I was sure that this was wave 1 here, then I would label it wave 1, but I like to tread on the safe side first. So if that is wave 1 here, and let's just say that we're from here, this low here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 waves in here so far. We'll look at this trend here. So that means that if this is going to be treated as wave 1 here, then we would need to look at this here as the top here for wave 3 here, and then wave 4 pulling back to the 38.2% retracement level, so quite close to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here in that instance there. So that little level here and this trend line here is where the market as a wave 4 can drift over, and of course there is pressure on this 34 number here because it's the old high, of course. So yeah, just looking at this current wave here first of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and then opening this up here as 1 here and 2 here and 3 here and 4 here and 5 here. Now I can count 5 waves being completed here, and we'll have a look at that. So, but in a nutshell, we've got wave 5 of 5 of 5 of 3. Now, as I mentioned, this top can be wave 3 here, and we can pull back to this space here. So that's there. If that is a top there, as a wave 3 there, then we would have a deeper pullback coming back into, well, we could just work that out from here. We can just take the low of this here and place that on the 34 there, and that would bring us back to the 3000 area through here, the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. So we need to be a little bit mindful of that. The reality is, though, is that the trend to the upside is still trending to the upside. That's the reality that we need, that we need to stay with this situation. It was the same as yesterday as well. It looked bearish. If I can just bring my 5-minute tick chart over, we'd seen this move come down through here, and we looked at it in both ways, which was the right thing to do. First of all, we looked at it as a impulse wave to the downside, as wave 1 here and 2 here, and then 5 waves. We pulled this apart here for 5 waves, and then we were looking for wave 4 and then wave 5 down here. Now, if we had 5 waves down here, then I drew out a plan of what we were going to do next, and that plan is quite good, really, because it's a bit of a rehearsal of what we can do when we do have the top in play. So I won't go there now, but at the same time, I was strong to point out that the reality is that we've only got 3 waves down here so far, so we can have a corrective move. It looks impulsive because normally there's some sort of relationship between wave A and wave C in terms of equality, and there's no equality here. There will be Fibonacci relationships, I understand that. So we were kind of biased to being bearish, but the reality is we knew at what point that we're going to be bearish, and that was a move below this one here, and that never happened, and we were looking to be long above the 38.2% retracement level for wave 4, so long just in here above the 33.50 area through here. But what I also wanted to point out here now as well is that the current move up here, there's a little 5 waves in here you can count, little A, B, C in here you can count, and then this little, well, let's just go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the 3rd wave, 4th wave and 5th wave here for wave 5. Now, so we've got 5 waves there. That's cool. We could also probably look at that as the top of a 3rd wave here. So what we could do here is definitely take that there, the low of wave, because that's pretty clear. That's wave 1 and 2 there, and here. So we could just come down to, we're not ready to turn bearish yet because that's the 38.2% retracement level. So if this is going to be, if I've made a mistake, then this is going to be wave 4 here, and we're going to have another little wave up here for that in that case. But either way, we just, the other count for this too is that we've got 5 waves up here. We look at this as wave 1 up here, and then we look at this as wave 2 here for this coming back here, and that will drop a bit lower in this case. So what we're doing here is we're looking at all the possibilities, and then I'm trying to understand at what point would it be bearish. So this is the 50-60% retracement level here. So the reality is that we wouldn't turn bearish unless this number here became the retested resistance. Now, we could also turn bearish if we see the right structure coming down through here as well. Like we saw yesterday, we were looking for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and well, we didn't get our 5th wave here. But if we see something like that in this space here, well, then we can also turn bearish on the rally here and short at that point there. But we don't have that yet. All the wave structures are pointing to the upside here, and we need to stay with that until proven otherwise. So that's just on the 5-tick chart there. Now, I just want to bring across the NASI because that's also been a bit of a benchmark for us as well. So as you know, we've been working through this here as wave 3 here, an A and a B and a C for wave 4 here, and we've just been working our way up with this. It's been handy really as a comparison and working that. So what I see here is something slightly different. So we've had this as wave 1 since day dot, and an A and a B and a C here for wave 2. And yes, I grant you that this is a little bit messy and you may be able to get another count, but my count was 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 here, and 3. No, that's not quite right. I have to go back over that. Anyway, I've labelled it, so I'll stay with it for the time being, but 3, 4, and 5 here for the third wave, and then looking for this to come back here as an ABC pattern. So it appeared that we had 5 waves in this little area through here, so we've had a B wave here, and this little move down through here doesn't really count as doesn't count as 5 waves, so it's not a very nice count to work with. So I'm just taking a photo image, copying the image here of the Nasdaq on the NDX thing. So here we can see that it's slightly different. We can look at 5 waves down here, and then we can look at all of this here. Well, we can look at this as an A and a B and a C wave here for wave A, and then an A and a B and a C for wave B, and down for wave C here. It doesn't count down here as a nice 5 wave structure here. It counts down as corrective. I know that it can be counted in different ways as well, because this one here appears that it's only got 3 waves here, so it could be counted differently again as well here, probably as an A and a B and a C and a D and an E wave here for the B, and then down for the C here. So it can be, but it's just got more definition here. That's all I'm saying. This is a 5-minute chart on the Nasdaq. So this looks impulsive here, but the takeaway here, we're not above this high over here just yet, like we are on the S&P. We're lagging here. So what we can do here is, would this correction get any bigger and uglier? Maybe. But if I take the last leg here, that's the 61.8% there. So what we could say here, this market is bullish as long as it remains above the 11,000. Okay, so it's likely these are 1s and 2s probably. So this is like a 3rd wave here. This is a 4th. So I can probably see something like at least this here happening here for this to finish that particular structure off there. It's lagging. But if that's going to push up, then if we bring the S&P 500 across again, then it's likely that this is going to push up, isn't it? It's going to find support within group 2 here, 65, 72, and 80, and then push up from that point. So look, I guess one of the main things here is that this looks like it's still got further to go up. So that means that this market, the S&P, can still continue to move up. But at the same time, we know that the 3,400 is the top of the market there. And what we're seeing now, each trend has got a beginning, a middle, and an end. And when this trend from here up to here, we can see see that this is the building block here, the building block, and when it gets up to the end here, it starts to creep here and starts to get overlapping wave structures within its thing here, so in its pattern. So we are close to a top in this space here, and we need to be mindful of that. One of the other turning points that we can look at as well is that when it comes to Friday, we normally look, when we're in a bullish market, we normally look at Friday and Monday being the bullish day. So if we don't see the S&P bullish on the Friday, then we know that we've probably got a change in trend. Now, I'm not going to put out any trades here for this market, because it's just sort of, you know, it's just appearing a bit toppy, and yeah. So the other takeaway, not the other thing, just to recap things here a little bit, it's possible for this market to, based on the Nasdaq, push up a little bit higher. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to get involved in any of that. The second thing is that we could come down to this wave 4 and then push up from that point there as well. So I kind of got a feeling that we may be doing something like that. So I'll just leave it at that point. But even if it does come down further than that too, if we can see a shorting opportunity within this space here, we'll take it and we'll play for the longer haul to the downside. But we'll get those trades at break even or small profit if we decide to do that. Yeah. So I'll just leave it at that. I think I covered everything. I was going to have a look at a few stocks, but we're on... I think I'll just have a look at Apple. Sorry about that. Let me just find Apple, because we were looking at that last time we spoke. So if you're long in this trade here, we'll copy that and we'll just put that stop just there for that. And with Apple, we can also just, you can start to take, I mean, it may extend up to the 500, so it'd be silly just taking sort of profit there. So we'll just move the stop up as we go. If you want to start taking some percentages off the table, well, then that's fine as well here. But what we were looking at here was wave 1 and 2 in here, and then all the way up to 3, 4, and 5 coming up into here. I think we had this on the tick chart, didn't we? Oops, wrong chart, sorry. I'll go back into this. That's tick 1 by 1. Maybe it was the 15-minute chart. I'll just get a bit more data in here. Just bear with me. Right. Okay, I remember it all now. So we're just looking for, yeah, this move up here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here to make wave 3. And then we could have used this as the ABC here, but I remember saying that it hadn't really pulled back to its 38.2%. Not that it has in this little area here as well, but at the same time, we can now like push that into that space there. We can dump that. And we need to make new highs here. So yeah, look, this move here, up here, and this in excuse me, here in Apple here. Where was that? 450. So because we haven't made a new top here, and I can see that we're close to having 5 waves here, if not already here. Let me just check. No, we don't even have that yet either. So we've got 1 in here. I've got to double check that. Obviously, this is the 3rd. This is the 4th here. So we don't even have the 5th wave in here yet for this move here. I suppose we could count this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and just ending here. So be mindful, it could end at this little level here. But otherwise, in one way or another, this market's still going to the upside here. It's got to take that top out here. So yeah, we'll just look to the upside. That stop can be moved up into up to here. So it's possible for this market to stretch out up into this space up here further. Yeah. So just to recap that, we could have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and just finish just in here somewhere around the 460. but it certainly hasn't finished yet, and we haven't made a new high here, and this is definitely corrective. Yes, it could get a bit more uglier, but I don't think so, because we're seeing impulse price action here, so we should drift up here further. I'm not sure if we should count this as 1 and 2 in here, and then sort of a 3, 4, 5 in here for this here, or we should be looking at this here as 1 in here and 2 here, and then pushing up higher in here. So we'll keep an eye on that and some other stocks, because obviously they're going to be leading us to the upside on this. So, but yeah, like the NASDAQ and the stock and the NASI stocks, they have further to move up. So we'll probably see Friday bullish and coming back to this market here, to the S&P. Even though I can count 5 waves up here, it's likely that this market will push up higher from here. Okay, cheers, thanks.